guys, my name is Sammy Garcia. My Keystone is Prosopopeia, the album of qualities, and this is my Keystone. It's a little quiet, hold on. We need this bone thing. Hi, I'm Sammy Garcia. My Keystone is the album of qualities, and this is my Keystone. Hold on. Joke is not, it's not half funny. There we go. Hey Sammy, it's me, work ethic. I'm returning your call, man. I know you're struggling right now to find that motivation, but I got you. I wrote this song for you. Call me. Hey, it's work ethic and you are pathetic and you are creative and don't you forget it. I know you're not motivated all the time, but believe me, man, I'm working on it. You bars are wrong, with me you focus and your dreams are rough. Then I'm locust. Dreams don't happen, focus on the train that could, a locomotive. Keep thinking like that, I'll find you improving. Music's so real, here it's movement. New standard music, I'm here for improvement. Nike swoosh, let me just do it. You're mad at me for forgetting what I want. I'm mad at you for forgetting what you want. My man, like so it seems your hands haven't even touched her to the team side. Didn't mean to be mean, but I got seem to see, cause I see me to be. Boo-hoo me, I got priorities. What you mean to running your beat? Think of me, right? This took years like 1.3. I wrote this while getting my degree. You read a shred of a thread that says, leave your dreams in the sled instead. Don't take me for passion, man. Cause dreams without words is dead. Don't mistake me for passion, man. I'm a bit more raw. Cause if you're looking for him straight down the hall, tired of the same time after time. I'm hungry for change, you see. I need a gear shift and some dimes. Of course I got driving me. Your friends are ready to end, and you need to leave. Your petty friends on red. Listen, Sammy, or whoever, dude. Excuse my crude attitude. I wanna know how you conclude that I wanna hang with you. If you're hanging with that piece of trash, lazy, hate me, stop calling me, are you crazy? No shade, but I'm afraid to be afraid of lazy. You have been lazy up, are you lazy? Is it Dr. God who made you maybe? Sorry that I made you lately. God makes laws made to make me. Can't forget, I made you greatly. So you wanna be big and have your own shows. Don't see a pencil, start taking notes. School is in, didn't mean to barge in, sergeant. Don't doodle in the margin. Let's go buy the book and go, bro. But not chase money, that's dead. Cause you know you don't need the dough. But let's get this bread while we're at it. Let me take a crack at it. Drive this mess, I'll use the rest. And man, I'm an addict. Or predator, attack from the back. Any goals are stacked, like track first next. Your mentality's toxic, it has that so sick. Who gets a Prozac? On the playmaker, quarterback. Invoke change, give quarterback. Go be back, success, play it back. You're the underdog on the comeback. We can do this album, I hope you understand. We just finished this song, we did it, man. Hey, it's work ethic. I can't come to the phone right now, man. I'm too busy working. Leave a message.
Hey, work ethic, it's Sammy, and I just wanted to say thank you for the song. I couldn't have done it without you. It was just us. We did it. And I know I'm a bit lazy, but I'm working on it. Thank you.
I have 5 songs. I have 5 songs on my Keystone. My Keystone is Prosopopeia, the album of qualities. And my Keystone answers the question, who are you? Right, big loaded question, I don't know. You know, every interview, everyone asks, tell me about yourself. You know, everyone's struggling to answer that question. Because, spoiler alert, it's not an answer, right? You don't have one answer, you're not one thing, right? I'm not just creative, I'm not just musical, I'm not just doubt, I'm not just my culture, I'm not just work ethic, you know, it's a lot of things.
So I have 5 songs on my album, and I'll go through a little bit bio for each one, and we're going to dive down deep in a couple. Creativity, one of my favorites. The first one I made is the emotion in my brain talking to Sammy. Creativity, he's talking to me. It's modeled after a little bit like cabinet meeting in Hamilton, left brain, right brain, will burn them. It's kind of like that essence. Creativity, there's a bit of meta element to every single song. Creativity, there's an instrumental break to allow the listener to freestyle rap. So it just encourages the listener to freestyle, which I love. Musicality, here's a guy, he talks like this, he's like, hi, I'm Musicality, how you doing? That's Musicality, and he sings a cover of a Frank Sinatra song in a club. It's really cool, it's like a jazz band. Doubt, well, we're gonna get to that, Well, do that one is the one I'm making now. I'm gonna finish it in May. It's an a cappella song. It's gonna be a lot of Spanglish, a lot of Spanish, English. I'm really excited about that one. Work ethic, you just heard. So let's get right into it. My purpose, you kind of touched on it, but for me, my purpose of this album is I wanted my voice on a tape like a resume, a vocal resume. What could Sammy do if I was pushed to the limit? What could his voice do? What could he do with his brain plus his voice? What could that baby look like? Would it be ugly or would it be cool? I was hoping it's not going to be ugly. So I also want to use a bit of a self-exploration, being at college. I went to a private school in high school where my graduating class was 17 kids. I go into UMD, there's 30,000 kids. I don't know a single one of them. And it was crazy for me. So I'm glad the college experience really forced to know who I was. And for the listener, it's very similar, right? So it encourages the discourse of emotions, how inherent qualities equals like inherent value, right? Everyone's saying they need to compare themselves to others to find value. That's false! It's false! Everybody has inherent value. Everybody is inherently valuable. Everybody is inherently valuable. I'll say it 3 times. Right? Everybody is inherently valuable. Right? So be confident in yourself because you guys are awesome. And that's what my album looks to explore. We're going to dive into one song. It's right off the press. I got it at 2 in the morning, so maybe that can let you know how late I went to bed last night. But I got this song. It's Doubt. Fully done. I finished Doubt. Haven't shown anybody. I showed my roommate. So I lied here. Show my roommate. Haven't shown anybody. Doubt. It's very similar to Burn from Hamilton. Really nice, slow song. It's sad pop. It wants to encourage the listener to stop doting on your negatives, but start doubting. Stop doubting your positives and start doubting your negatives. And you'll see Doubt becomes Sammy, right? So work ethic. He kind of, man, he talks like this. What are you doing? Right, and then there's Sammy. There's but eventually, like Sammy will come synonymous with what these emotions become, right? So in Doubt, you'll see I'm going to play a bit of it. I'm so excited, and you'll see how it turns into it. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm with him right now. He could be something great, but his chances are slim. Doubt, when I wrote it, it's all negative stuff. It's all maybe, it's all the past. Sammy comes in. I could be a true inspiration. Doubt that deserve a standing ovation. About that, I can make my parents proud while doing what I love. Doubt that you can't do it, you'll fail every time. No one will get it. So this is my thesis. You're gonna see my thesis to this song. I know that you could have done this, but now I'm not sure. Given to me, will finally be free. This most proud 4 lines I've ever read in my life. You'll never be. I do not care. You blame your skills still. I kill more dreams than your skills ever will. Enough of this. What? You don't know what you're talking about. Stop telling me I'm worthless when I'm not. Neither are you. in another one, creativity. Wow, I'm going to show you the chorus of this one. This one you kind of get the gist of it. It's a creativity. He's inspiring Sammy to write the album. It's the first one I wrote. I'm like, oh, I can't write the album. Me. So it's like, I can't focus on that. And creativity gives me this emotion in me that says, Sammy, just do it. Have this crazy idea. How are you going to personify emotions? Right? It's going to be Inside Out the musical. Like, how does that even work? Right? But creativity, first one I wrote, he helped me do that. So we're going to look at one of my favorite choruses, and it's going to show the thesis of the song.
Creativity won't pay your bills.
Yeah.
Sure,
So this is Sammy rapping against creativity.
Talk to me, I'm scared. Just because it's new doesn't mean you should. Just because it's creative doesn't mean that it's good.
Creativity.
Hold on, I'm why life is made savory, while your life is a paid slavery. Sorry, bro, but listen, cuz, think, did you forget who I was? I'm what makes every day work fun, and I needed this album to be no boredom in me, there is none. I'm not in Seinfeld reruns, and you can't roll me. I make up the words that sound the rhymiest, so if I'm talking to you, your highness, it is I, creativity at their finest.
So then it goes into the instrumental break that allows the listener to freestyle to it. These are my lyrics. I'm going to give you a little songwriting 101. I have never written a song before summer, and it's crazy. But I learned a lot of skills through improv, because my improv people are here. Yeah, my improv people are here. So we'll start with this. I wanted to say the lyric, I make up the words that sound the rhymiest. I think that's the craziest lyric, one of the craziest lyrics I've ever written. I really love what it says. And so instead of putting it at the beginning, like most people do, and they work down, I put it straight in the back of that middle, right? Make it the meat of the sandwich and build around that, right? So then the first, I said, you can't roll with me if you're spineless. Creativity, you have to take risks, you got to do stuff. So that's how I had to think of a word that rhymes with rhymiest. So I kind of did a reverse engineering type of thing, and then these last two lines, you go straight down, right? So if I'm talking to you, your highness, it is I creativity at your finest, right? You don't get the context of the second line unless you have the first line. So it's kind of different. I don't know if you got any of that, I don't know what I just said. But when you write songs and you write lyrics, you have to think, does it need the context of the line before, or can it stand alone? And that's how you're going to start building a lyric specifically to each song. Sorry. Inspiration audience, this is what I was inspired by. I loved all these shows growing up, Adventure Time, Phineas and Ferb, and right now I'm really on this Bo Burnham Hamilton kick. Right, this stuff's amazing, it's great art. But I love what Adventure Time and Phineas and Ferb do. And they target to an audience, right? What you kind of listen to was like, it's definitely childish. It definitely wasn't like, made for 21-year-olds. It definitely wasn't like, it's not exactly what it is. But it doesn't exclude them, right? Same with Phineas and Ferb, same with SpongeBob, same with Adventure Time. It's not for 21-year-olds, but a lot of 21-year-olds watch those shows and listen to those shows. Yeah. They don't pander those things. Thank you, Dad. You know that But yeah, exactly. It's like these shows, they don't pander to these kids, right? They're assuming this 6-year-old knows what semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal is, right? That's what they're assuming. Like when they say semi-aquatic egg-laying platypus, it's a platypus. But like when they have these lyrics, they don't pander to these kids. Prosopopeia, a lot of you are wondering, what the heck is that word? I never heard that word in my life, neither have I, it's 3 months ago. But, so Prosopopeia, I learned in one of my home classes. The definition is basically a figure of speech in which an imagined person or thing is represented by something, normally to a voice, as speaking, right? So my Keystone encompasses a lot of speaking and a lot of how the human voice can be used. So Prosopopeia means that. So basically, it's exactly what my album was. So I was like, that's a perfect word. It's a big boy word. Sounds good. Process. I've never written a song before this summer. I was very struggling. I was like, how do I just say I'm going to write 5 songs? Right? How does that happen? And when I tell you anybody can do this, it's like anybody can do this. Right? That's the whole point of the album. Right? You just learn who you are, and just that's fine because you are you. Right? And experience, I had little to absolutely nothing. Never written a song before. I think I wrote one parody to like one Christian song or something. I don't know. It was something crazy middle school. But it's like, for me, it's like I just had to dive in. It's like saying, oh, I wish I could write music. It's like the same thing as like, oh, I wish I could speak a language. Learn it, right? That's not an excuse. That's like, what do you mean? You mean you can write music? Learn how to do it. And I did. I took 2 honors seminars, titled the same. They leveled up to the music composition for non-music majors. Perfect. And they really just showed me how music theory works, right? Eventually I thought, I was like, when I start writing, I'm just going to be, John Lennon, you know, I'm gonna be that guy, right? I'm just gonna, beauty's gonna come out of my mouth. And absolutely, the opposite of beauty came out of my mouth. It was horrible. Everything I wrote before, horrible. It was absolutely horrible. You just seen how many takes, it's horrible. I had a lot of singers and friends and everyone on the piano to help me out. A lot of 3 a.m. nights on the piano, dun, you know, just doing a lot of those numbers. And Arundel. So this is how it connects to the humanities. Again, it's like defines this question, right? Who are we? Who are humans? Who am I as an individual? Right? It's about self-evaluation. Right? If you were to make your own album, what would your 5 elements be? What would your 5 qualities be? It's about promoting yourself too. It's not about dwindling down. Every message is positive. And it's objective versus subjective. We talked a lot about this in my freshman year in Ho-Hum, and I thought it was the craziest thing. Right? How you can balance subjectivity with objectivity. So in the song, you realize, when you write songs, you have to make decisions. You have to be like, okay, I'm saying this, I'm not saying this. So when I write songs, I'm saying the word Sammy, right? That's not exactly catered to everybody. That's only for me, right? I do it for me. But I say the word Sammy. I say the word, you know, my personal experiences. And from that subjectivity, people will draw in their objective truths and from their objective experiences from that, right? So it's like, that's the balance that I learned as a freshman. I was like, what the heck? That makes no sense. But it's in everything. And that's why I use the word Sammy instead of you. Instead of like, hey dude, instead of like stuff like that, I use the word Sammy. Because when you see that subjective truth, you can get your objective truth from it. Which I think is crazy and the only smart thing I've ever said. So here's what I learned. I learned how music composition is just made, how to compose music. It's a language, you just learn how to do it. You can do whatever you want. Technology is absolutely insane. You can do whatever you want. I learned how targeting towards children, Yvonne definitely was like, my freshman year, they're like, what's your audience? And I just sat there like, the point of it is like, there is an audience. It's for children, but it's specifically for others as well, right? I did one article about SpongeBob in English 101, and it said 1/3 of the audience is above the age of 18, right? And like, that's crazy. It's like when you're advertising SpongeBob, you know, that the reason SpongeBob is memes is for advertising, right? It's for people who are above 18. Which I thought was very interesting when I wrote this song, right? To include vocabulary that wasn't super like, I love you, Barney stuff type of thing, you know? And so you don't pander to these kids. I used what resources I had, and I really learned what Discover Yourself and what that means for everyone and individuals. So I leave this to you today as a close. Do you understand that today you are you, that is truer than true, there's no one alive that's more youer than you. So who are you guys? You are you. Thank you so much.